stopper's not working for Seth, so we had to just wrap it around the edge there. But now we're just messing with it. When you're doing product stuff, remember that every single move you do on it can be a big change. So we're just kind of going through the process of angling things, getting them straight, looking the way you want.
Is that good detail for you, though? I knew I was going to lose the yellow detail a little bit. You know, we're better off keeping it filthy.
Right. Different colors are going to react differently to the light.
Especially when you
do you
have
want to bring a black card in?
Reflect in. I'm actually thinking I might just do a black.
I have a flag. It's big. We can let me get.
There's black construction figures.
All right, we're gonna the yellow statue is losing a little bit of detail, so we're thinking about bringing in a flag. I have a little flag here, so it's not super tiny, but it's small enough. So bringing in black is going to hopefully help bring the edge back in. Let's see if I can do that without. Yeah, there you got it. Okay. So he's going to basically bring that in to hopefully scoop back up some of the detail that's getting blown out by the white of the background, the white light kicking in.
There it is. There's that cheek.
There it is.
So boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go. Negative fill. We often call Seth negative, so now we know why.
I thought it was abrasive.
Abrasive. Yeah. Crumpy. He's from New York.
I'm from New York.
I'm from New York.
From Brooklyn.
Yeah, so he's basically moving the statues around in various formations.
We should add that this is ridiculously sped up. Usually product takes every little tiny micro little bit. There's 14 different styles of different types and stuff going on. But I got Dan.
Yeah.
Today I got Dan.
Yeah, today you have me standing here just narrating. I'm not doing much else besides that, but that's what I do.
Oh, I'm going to block you guys for a second.
Oh. Okay, guys. The R-rated part. This way I don't have to make my channel NC-17. So yeah, you see the use of negative fill there, basically bringing in the yellows.
Did I do all the combinations? Yeah.
Huh?
Just straight up cross.
Yep. Cool.
So again, I'm keeping the grid display up on my viewfinder to make sure I don't have to worry about levels. I'm looking at the levels. So I'm watching their shoulders on my grid, which are completely off.
Well, that's why it's there, though.
But, I have the crosshairs right down between the eyes. So it's making my life a lot easier. I don't have to worry about the tripod. I don't have to worry about anything. I'm already looking at the final image, pretty much. I just know they're not on the same plane. And that's what's going to keep the focus is the distance of my subject to my lens. So if it's off by a little bit, one of those on the left or right are going to be out of focus. So.
Right. We don't want that.
No. A little more space on the sides. Boss says she wants more space on the sides.
More space on the sides.
We're not allowed to eat unless we get more space on the sides.
Makes sense. This is one of the advantages because a lot of times people ask me about shooting tethered. This is exactly why you want to shoot tethered. When you have a client here, you're showing her right away what we're getting. She can make comments. That way you get the image exactly the way you want it.
Yeah, and in theory, if this is for a magazine, you could actually have the layout plugged into Capture One and actually have in live view your images going where they're going to go.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty cool, right? I know. Next time.
What do you need for me to do that?
I would need
A PSD file. Yeah. Of the layout.
So if you wanted to send, if you were going to do consistent cover work for a client, they could send you that.
Probably. It could be in design.
We did design, yeah.
Yeah.
It's over, right?
Exposure-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks long. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you probably could do it within design. I've never done it that way. I've always just done it with a Photoshop file, but yeah.
Whoa.
Or people give me a PDF and I just turn it into a Photoshop file.
Oh yeah.
I'm all over the place.
That's cool. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, and then you can see it. You want to make it transparent, basically.
It's
That's
really
the key. That's why
great
PSD versus
it's
a
like the
JPEG
best
or
thing
something.
for covers ever.
Yeah, because you can see exactly where it's going to be.
I need a little bit of
All right. You only have one hand, so
hold that.
got it. We're using negative fill and positive fill. So right now we got a black flag in next to the yellow Buddha to give us some, kind of bring back some of the highlights that are being eaten up because of the reflectiveness of it and the color. And Seth is using a very expensive reflector in the front, piece of notebook paper.
Expensive reflector.
Yeah, just kicking some light up into under their jaws and giving them.
This is tough.
Trying to hold it.
Yeah. Oh, just kick the tripod too.
By the way, if you do a lot of product photography, not to I always tell people on equipment, they make like a little tiny grip that you can use for this.
Amazing.
It's so good to have. If you do it all the time, it's like so good to have.
Right?
Can I do
That's-
one of each in the middle?
It's nonsense.
Hey, man.
Hey,
What's going on,
Ryan.
What's going on?
This is Ryan. We're live streaming. How you feeling?
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right, good.
The carts
That's
are
okay.
up there. I didn't know what to do.
You're not in the shot, so
I didn't
yeah,
know
the
what to
cards
do
are
with
there.
those.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the Ryan from Adirond Rentals. So if you rent in New York City, make sure you rent from Adirond Rentals.
See what's this right here? You see this fall? Do you see that?
What?
You see that fall?
Yeah, that's where the edge of the reflector is.
Yeah.
That's white paper behind it.
But you can just dodge it out. Or we can actually just pull the freaking. I gotta do this in camera. I can't do this in photo.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're seeing is now with the reflector, we're seeing the edge of the reflector. So
All I gotta do is yank it.
yeah. Yep.
I just saved myself a whole bunch of stupid editing.
Yep.
Because I'm a big in-camera guy. Everybody knows that. I will take as much flack for that as possible. I don't care.
Listen, nothing wrong with doing it right in camera.
Nothing.
So
ever wrong
you can
with
see
that.
this plexi, I was sliding it. Essentially in the back of the shot, you could see where the plexi ended, and that was making the line. You could clearly see it, and it was going to take some work in Photoshop to fix it. By sliding it forward so that it's not going to be behind the Buddha statues, we should be gone.
Another fix for this would be just lowering the power of my light, opening up, and I would actually blow out the background a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it would just fill itself
That's true,
out.
but you also want decent amount of depth of field.
Right.
and
You do-
stuff.
That's
You don't
what
want to take a risk.
Right now, I'm battling depth of
Do
field.
you want to check that before I put the black card back in? So once we know it's out and everything's good, we're going to drop the black card back in, and we'll be good to go.
It's on that far corner. It's okay.
So there.
It's okay. We can actually get it to like right behind.
Yeah.
Because I don't need the reflection behind them. I need it right underneath it in the foreground.
Exactly.
And whenever somebody says, "Oh, those product guys are a little weird," it's because they deal with this tedious little tiny stuff. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's gone. Okay. All right, I'm gonna bring the black card back in. I'll bring back some of the detail on the yellow Buddha. The mustard colored.
Yeah, that yellow Buddha actually has probably the most shallow detail on the face as it is anyway, let alone the color.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
Turmeric.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I literally got this text maybe an hour ago to do this shoot. So this is not our studio. We're grabbing whatever we have on hand, which at Adorama is pretty much everything you can think of. The only problem is if it's on display, everybody else has touched it.
Yes, we reset everything. Good.
Yeah, I had to reset this Nikon to factory settings because it was all over the place. You could cut in on that though a little bit. No, I'm gonna do that camera.
Get it.
I texted him Buddha emergency.
Buddha emergency.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like a funny story. I didn't think it was actually gonna be like something I had to do. Did I lose my tether again?
No, you're there.
No, I'm just.
All right, so we're looking. He keeps looking over there. He's looking into the computer because we have the camera set and go shooting into capture one.
And I got this great ball head to use, which is making my life a lot easier.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice one. That's my hydrostatic.
You know, people skimp on tripods, and I know I go on record as saying I'm not a tripod guy, but nothing beats a good tripod when
Yep,
you
when
need
you
to use
need
a
it, yeah.
tripod.
That's the truth.
All right, I'm gonna fill just a slight smidge.
A little reflector in there.
And there's a little bit more of that blue face. Beautiful. Oh boy, not bad. That's not bad, kid. Yeah.
Got it?
Each in the middle.
One of each in the middle.
Oh,
just wants everything, man.
Well, I don't know. Now, like, ideas are coming to my head.
Right.
I'm seeing it.
Now we're getting creative.
We have 20 minutes to finish this shot up.
Well, we're 20 minutes to be out of the store.
Let's put it this way. Now we're finishing the shot up. We're getting about, what, 7 variations
Yeah.
easy? So,
Yeah, you're definitely getting a lot of options here,
we are flying.
which is nice.
Yeah, you always want to promise low but deliver a lot. Oh, that looks really good with that blue one, man.
Yeah.
Not only am I not going to add on exposing, but I have a print deadline at meetings.
Oh,
Oh,
we had a
so
print
you guys
deadline.
You have a print deadline.
It's not even us.
Look at that.
It's not you, it's me. All right, I got to go around the side.
I don't know if I'm going to need it. I don't know. I see detail on the cheek.
Well, probably because the box is actually a little bit favored to that side. So that, yeah. Yeah.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, of course. No, that's how you do it.
Oh, God.
Should get that reflector action
Yeah, look
there.
at
Oops.
that. Ooh. Bang, bang, what? Bang. Look at that. I mean,
Good job,
an
Seth.
ideal situation, this would actually be a plexiglass itself. I wouldn't be dealing with this like bouncy, springy look to it, which is actually affecting my reflection on the floor. Whoops. And there goes my camera. There goes my camera power. Look
Nice.
at actually, if I shot a little taller, I would see more of the Buddha in the reflection. So since we got a bunch of shots,
I just need the last color in the middle.
oh, I'm sorry. Which color is in the middle?
Yellow in the middle.
Yellow in the middle. Do the colors mean anything?
Kind of.
Okay.
So, I don't want to say something like
Okay.
Ooh, way overexposed. I must have knocked something else out. Yeah, wow. What just happened there? Oh, it went back up to 100 ISO when I was at 64. There we go. A little bit of detail lost in that yellow, but I don't know how you're going to flag that. So you
Not
know what
very
I'll
usual.
do is I'll actually underexpose the whole thing a little bit, and I'll just bounce in a little on the extra. If I can't go one way, go the other way. There we go. The actual details of the face are physically shallow.
that. Yeah, they are.
So
Yeah.
On the yellow one.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in
The red one has nice, like,
yeah. It's interesting because they're similar, but they're not exactly the same.
they're
Yeah.
not. They're not. And we can even just go a little bit like this.
Oh,
aw, why? Friendship circle.
But then you have a lot of negative space, which might be good if a magazine wants a lot of words somewhere or graphic.
It's kind of cute.
That's kind of cute.
So they're having a summit.
yes.
And now since the yellow loses detail, if I put it behind the other two and I do another type of layout, it'll actually almost be a negative fill. It'll eat up some light.
Right. Very creative. We like this guy.
I like this lens a lot. I gotta tell you.
It is a nice lens.
This lens is, I'm really contemplating this lens now.
Yeah.
Smart.
It's a 105-28 micro. Nah. Nah, little what, how you doing there? That actually looks pretty good. Look at, now you have chin detail, you have shot, oh yeah. Forget about it, it's there.
Okay, good.
Alright, cool. So
All
why
right.
don't we sign off
Yeah,
while I
so-
finish this up?
He's gonna shoot him a few more shots, and we gotta break this thing down. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions that you didn't write, and I didn't see any questions pop up, so feel free to write them in the comments, and I'll ask Seth, and he'll be nice enough to answer them for you, or I'll just make something up.
Just follow us on all our junk.
Make sure you follow Seth at Last Ex Witness on all the social,
That looks good.
and of course, I'm Daniel Norton, photographer.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I'm gonna get in here so I can close. Thanks for watching.
That looks good.
It does look good.
Let me just do it.